Hello, I'm your Municipal Manager, Alex Graziani, and Monroeville At Your Service is on the road again. We're taking a deep dive to take a look at the operation, maintenance, and all of the activities of our wonderful Monroeville parks. And what a better place to start than Community Park West? Monroeville At Your Service, August 2025 edition begins now. Come on, let's go. So here we are in the middle of summer, enjoying time at Community Park West. I'm joined today with a guest, Paul Hestock.
Hi, how are you? Thank you for having me. I really greatly appreciate this.
Paul, it's always great to be with you. You're our Parks and Rec Director here in Monroeville, and actually a repeat guest with us here on the Monroeville At Your Service. Thank you.
I appreciate it. Thank you again for having me.
It's a pleasure. You know, and as I think about just looking at this space, I wonder to myself, you know, I've been here about a year. You've been here about 20 years.
Yeah.
I wonder what it was like, you know, back in the day when Monroeville was beginning to grow and things were starting to boom around here.
Yeah, you know, when you asked me to do this segment, I really thought the same thing, and I decided to go back and get a little history about the municipality of Monroeville and the recreation park system. Back in 1956, the municipality of Monroeville actually hired a gentleman by the name of Warren Fost. And he came in here with the idea of municipality being a blank slate and really trying to figure out what can he do to make this more about where everybody can go out and play, have the kids go out there, have a safe environment and do different things. In 1966, the municipality went on and got a bond for $300,000. And that bond was to go out and purchase different properties throughout Monroeville to create the municipality of Monroeville's neighborhood parks. And I thought that was such a fantastic thing, and I was really surprised of the amount of money they was used to do that.
That's remarkable. It's very progressive at the time for them, the elected officials, the council, to go into debt, realizing that as Monroeville was growing from the early 50s to 1970, from approximately 7,000 people to almost 30,000 people, that they really needed to preserve open space. That's ahead of their time, quite frankly, and remarkable to think that they actually took out bonds.
Yeah, that just amazes me too, and that they had that vision. I think that's more important, is the people back then had the vision to go out and do this, and I thought it was just a remarkable thing.
Well, literally, I say we're standing on the shoulders of those in the past, and literally today we're doing that here by sitting in this ground. Let's go take a walk, and let's check out some of what Community Park West is like, and maybe visit some other spots here in Monroeville.
I think it's a great idea.
So here we are, Paul, at the wedding gazebo, and there's just so much to do. There's so many amenities here at this park and other parks in Monroeville. How do people find out more about renting this or a pavilion or anything else?
Yeah, again, you know, our office is open Monday through Friday from 9 to 4. You have the ability to go online at www.monroeville.pa.us, and we have all the forms online for these locations and others that you can rent. We are available for residents and non-residents, which is very important. And we look forward to anybody who wants to come in. We love people coming into our office and talking to them and trying to find the right fit for them and what fits for their picnic or a wedding function. We have the wedding gazebo, we have the amphitheater, and we have a number of pavilions that you're able to rent.
So beside the rentals, at the website, they'll be able to find out more information about what's going on at the Tall Trees Amphitheater, movies in the park, when we have our pop-up parks and food trucks.
Absolutely, and also too, all of our programming that we do. All of our programming we do throughout the parks, especially over the summer right now, we're doing a lot of pop-ups like Alex said, and all that is available to you online, or in our office.
Is there a newsletter they can subscribe to, or?
Yep, so if you're not getting the quarterly book that we put out, you're more than welcome to reach out to us and give us an email or your mailing address, and we will make sure that you get that quarterly magazine that provides all the information you need.
Excellent. What a great backdrop, and just great to be able to see all the things that are available for people to use.
Absolutely, I agree. Yep.
So here we are at the Tall Trees Amphitheater.
Yeah.
So what goes on here?
Well, this is one of our most busiest locations. As you can see in the backdrop here, we have the Monroeville Amphitheater. We do a lot of activities here. We have a summer concert series that goes on every Sunday from 6:30 to 8:30. We also do have special events. We can have 5K runs here. We are hosting the Jazz Festival this year. Monroeville Community Days held here. There are just a number of things that go on here, and this is a really busy location.
So the park is over 100 some acres.
Yeah, about 120 acres.
And Parks and Rec is involved with the programming and planning and scheduling of things. But of course, you're not alone.
No, we are not alone. We cannot do any of this without our public works staff. I mean, they're the most incredible, dedicated people here. They're here Monday through Friday. They also work Saturdays and Sundays. And it's actually, we're really privileged to have Nick Castelli, who is our Monroeville Community Parks Public Works foreman here, and I'd like to introduce him right now.
Yeah, come on over, Nick. Nick, it's great having you here. So why don't you tell us a little bit about what you do at the park and how Public Works maintains all this wonderful space? Thanks, Nick, for the ride over. Appreciate that.
You're welcome.
So where are we at now?
We are at the trailhead to our nature trail, back through the back of the amphitheater between the pickleball courts and the amphitheater.
So again, we're seeing a lot here today, and we got a hard trail. About how much mileage of hard trail do we have?
The perimeter of the hard trail is 1.8 miles.
Wow. And then this trail, how far is it?
It's about 3/4 of a mile, and it'll take you out on the back end of the Field 14 soccer field in the back of the park.
So there's a ton of maintenance activities go on here.
There is.
How big's your team?
It's myself and three other gentlemen.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's a lot of work.
It is.
I'm thinking of my house and how hard it is to just keep up my little lot. And you got how many acres here?
A little over 120, and we also maintain Monroeville Park East as well, which is another 65 acres over there.
Wow, so you got ball fields, bathrooms, pavilions.
Yeah, 15 soccer fields.
And sometimes in the weekend, I mean, we can have thousands of visitors and guests. What's it look like when you show up on Monday?
It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot after a busy
weekend. You guys
weekend.
are here on the weekend, but
we are. We come in and we have to check the bathrooms every weekend. We have mostly every weekend during the summer. All 6 pavilions are rented. Multiple baseball tournaments every weekend. Sometimes soccer tournaments going on. So it can be a lot.
So Monday it's clean it up and then try to plan the week, but no 2 weeks are alike.
Yeah, no. Monday is almost a full day of just cleaning, picking up litter, washing all the bathrooms down,
And not to mention the special projects, because sometimes, you know, if you get a heavy rain, you might have to do some trail rebuilding.
Correct. Yes.
And some restoration.
Yes.
Outstanding. So how many years again have you been with us?
I've been with Monroeville 25 years, and I've been in the park now since 2006. So
what do you think? You like it?
I love it.
What do you like best about working here at the park?
Being outside and meeting the people.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, you seem to get along with people.
Yeah.
So if somebody happens to see you here, you're approachable, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we really only can know what's going on unless people tell us. You know, sometimes we really don't have eyes to see all over the park.
No, we don't.
And you wouldn't know sometimes that something might be broken.
Correct, yeah. We rely on the residents to inform us on a lot of different things that we just didn't know.
So this is a 12-month park, right?
Correct.
So in the winter, what do things look like for you and your team?
Well, the guys have salt routes.
Okay.
So their first priority are the roads. I'm normally here. I do the parking lots, and then we have a plow that'll go on our gator, and we do the walking trails.
So literally, we have people walking here all year round.
All year round.
Sometimes we can't get the snow out of the way fast enough for some walkers, I'm sure.
No, they're here at the gate some mornings waiting for us to open up.
But the busy season, what is that, April 1, May 1 to?
I would say beginning of March
till
end of November.
Okay, so March and November, you guys are really, those are prep months and then kind of wind things down months and then really
Yes.
heavy use once baseball starts.
Correct.
And everything.
Yes.
Outstanding. So we're going to go take a look at some other elements. Thanks
Okay.
for showing me the trail and giving me
Oh,
the
you're
little
welcome.
ride down to the detention pond down there. That was great.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you.
My name is Lorraine, and I started when the park opened with these gardens.
And I'm so happy that you're here because really you're part of the bedrock team that keeps this place looking so beautiful. You're a group of volunteers, and what's the name of your group?
The Botanical Garden Advisory Committee.
And you've been doing this since?
Since 2007 we started, but we didn't plant till 2008.
Excellent. And that was back when Marshall Bond was the
The
manager
munis-
here. And it wasn't long after we acquired and developed, I think, the whole master plan for Community Park West.
Right, right. So my thing is I'm trying to get volunteers to help us. And we usually plant the gazebo area in the spring. The rest of the beds are perennials. And during the summer months, we maintain the beds and we also water them when it's too dry.
How big is your team right now?
We have about 7.
Okay, and even if somebody's able to do an hour every couple weeks or an hour a
Yeah,
week?
we don't have set times at all. We have what we call Weeding Wednesday.
Okay.
And we come over on Wednesdays and weed, whoever can. But I encourage anybody that volunteers to come over anytime they want to and weed.
Yeah, well, you do such a beautiful job here, and it's always changing, the colors, different seasons.
Yeah, I really enjoy doing this. And I think the people like it too. They come and walk and they say something when we're out there.
Well, it's important not only for the beauty, but for the animals, the bees, pollinators, different
pollinators.
kinds of things that we need to do to keep the environment here as beautiful as we can, as natural as we can.
And I want to thank the Boy Scouts because they put in our birdhouses and they also put in the drip system in our beds.
The watering system? Wonderful.
They work with the parks. The one Boy Scout wanted to get their Eagle Scout status.
That's tremendous. That was a big project.
Yeah, so they're very helpful.
Well, Lorraine, thank you for everything you do.
Thank you.
And keep
Thanks,
up the good
Alice.
work.
You too.
Okay, Paul, we're here at our last stop with the backdrop of the courts. What's going on back here?
This is just an amazing spot here. I'm glad we're going to finish up here. Take a look behind us here. These courts have been just recently redone with our public works staff and some outside help. We are able to get these courts all redone. Currently, we have a full-size tennis court, a basketball court, and we have 12 pickleball courts. This is a very active area. Everything here is just phenomenal in how much it's being used, and we couldn't ask for anything better. It's definitely, this Monroeville Community Park is central located in Monroeville. So it's a big hub for residents and non-residents to come, utilize these courts, and we couldn't ask for anything else.
Yeah, it's just great to see the activity today. And again, just a normal weekday morning, and there's got to be 50, 60 people here. I look over to the pavilions to our right. Some of them are being utilized, and it's just great to see. And I'm just so thankful for your team and organizing how the activities go, and got to meet with Nick a little earlier, and we'll meet with some of the other public works guys. Just so much work goes into it. Like I said, there's a lot of grass to cut here. The fences, the courts, there's a lot of work. So.
There is a lot of work here, and again, I like being that guy that's kind of behind the scenes. We couldn't do without this public works staff and what they do for us. It's just, the value of that is, there's no value. It's just extremely rewarding to see these guys out here taking pride in what they do, and the municipality should be proud of these guys.
And we got a couple more visits to make. We got a few more parks to check out before we're done with our focus on the wonderful park system of Monroeville.
Yep.
So here we are at Evergreen Park here in Garden City, Monroeville. I'm with Mike Schramm, Supervisor of Public Works.
Yes.
Excellent. I have to think about that because Mike has a lot of titles. He's overseeing everything from animal control and refuse to recreation and all of the buildings and facilities. So he's got a lot under his purview. And we're here again at Evergreen. Talk a little bit about our backdrop today.
Well, this is Evergreen Park. It was built in the late 70s. Like a lot of the parks that we have here in Monroeville, they were built along with the neighborhoods that surround them. So were considered neighborhood parks, and at that time, neighborhood parks were a really common thing. So we have a lot of them. We have 14 of them that actually have bathrooms, pavilions, and basketball, tennis courts, playground equipment. And then in addition to that, we have multiple other properties that we own that don't have that equipment. They just have trails and different things. So this is one of those many parks that we have.
And you're well suited for your role to maintenance a lot of these things or be involved in that. How many years have you worked with us here at Monroeville?
I've worked for Monroeville for 30 years now.
And you've been involved at every side of it. You were a laborer, union employee, I think union steward, shop steward.
Yeah.
And now you're in management and you're trying to oversee these various departments. Kind of what some of the challenges are with that. You mentioned this one being 30, 40 years old.
Sure.
What's some of the challenges you're facing as a leader?
Well, the biggest challenge we have in the Parks Department is just having enough people and enough time. You know, the parks alone, the ancillary parks, without the community park, these guys are cutting 65 acres of park property in addition to 30 other multiple little dead ends and corners and islands in the municipality, and the municipal building, the library, the senior center, the public safety training center, the Stone Church, McGinley-McCulley House. So with all those things, we're well over 100 acres of property weekly that we have to just mow lawns for and then maintain. So maintaining would be painting and rehabs, tear out of play equipment, replacing railroad ties, fixing fencing. So
I'm
all
glad
those
you
things.
mentioned that because the design standards, as we look here, you know, this would be different if we were installing this today. Maybe some of this border and some of the things that we would do as far as elevation changes, trip hazards, or those kinds of things.
Sure, and they didn't take into consideration at the time that the handicapped accessibility that we do now. So if we were to build new facilities, and the ones that we have, handicapped accessibility is one of the very first things that we think of when we think of parks.
Yeah, and it's a wonderful facility. And Mike's the kind of guy I know, when we first met, you were like wanting to give me a show of how the parks looked. And for you, you wanted to be like spotless and perfect. And to be honest with you, I was pleasantly surprised how good Monroeville parks are maintained. Having been working in a lot of communities over my career, either as a consultant or as a direct employee, I think we do some of the best park maintenance there is. But it's tough because they do age, and over time they wear out.
Sure, and I mean, we're fortunate actually in Monroeville. Yeah. You know, so our standard is high, and we've raised the bar since Sean Jesse started as the parks foreman. We've really raised the bar even more. And they're committed to this. It's personal. It's personal for Sean and I, and it's personal for Paul Estock. Like, we take it personally, the condition of these parks and trying to improve them. So that's important, and it's made a big difference.
Well, you've mentioned Sean. Let's go over and meet him and see what he's up to.
Sure.
Let's go.
All
Thanks.
right, awesome.
So here I am with Sean Jesse. He's the foreman of our parks system.
Yes.
Welcome, Sean. How many years have you been with us?
9 years now.
And how many years have you had this role of supervising the parks crew?
Foreman of the parks for 2 years.
So we have Nick, who does Community Park East and West.
Correct.
And then you get the rest of it, plus a bunch of others. Talk a little bit about what you're responsible for.
Yeah, so myself and a crew of 7 other full-timers, 2 summer helpers who are full-timers during the summer months. We take care of like 14 neighborhood parks, several other kind of open space parks, big acreage areas, and then all the outdoor maintenance, weekly maintenance of all the facilities and separate islands. We have like, I think 52 total areas that we kind of have our hands on from week start to week's end.
That's a tremendous amount of area, acreage.
Absolutely.
I think you were saying something in a given week, like 52 different locations or spots you got to kind of hit every 7 days or every 5 days.
And we try to be there once a week, and sometimes it carries into the second week, but yeah, 52 separate locations. So as you can imagine, it's kind of a logistical nightmare.
You've got a lot of other equipment just behind us, you know, everything from the horseshoe pit and the pavilion, the volleyball. The net looks nice up here.
Thank you.
It's quiet right now. What are the busy times, would you say? Is it a weekend, weeknights?
We get hit pretty hard on the weekends. Picnic reservations, they reserve the whole facility pretty much each weekend day. So Friday we start ramping up, and then Saturday's really busy. If we have a bathroom facility on site, a pavilion on site, they pretty much get booked up throughout the summer weekends.
So on Saturdays, you have a member of your crew kind of do a circuit on some of these?
Yeah, so it's a rotating schedule within my crew. Out of the 7 full-timers, not the summer helpers, they kind of get started about 5 a.m. typically, and you know, if you can imagine, we have 5 separate locations that we need to clean the bathrooms, mop the floors, change the garbages, and just make sure basically it shows well for the upcoming picnic.
There's no way to just close down on Monday and then show, or Friday, and show up on Monday and expect everything to be fine. You have to have eyes on these places throughout the weekend and kind of make sure you're managing, because stuff happens.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah. And I think what we're trying to get is a methodology of planning and programming, knowing that the resources are so limited. You're a list guy, you're an organization guy, and you're trying to triage with Mike, you know, what needs to be done first and what's the biggest priority, safety, and we talk about longevity of some of these facilities.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping, you know, it's never going to get perfect. We'll never get it where we want it to be.
Yeah.
But in time, you know, we'll knock out what we see are the biggest, most egregious issues that concern us, you know, from a safety standpoint.
Yes, yes. Safety is definitely a priority when it comes to any of this, you know, and we try to take that into account first and then, you know, go from there.
And what I'm really excited about is you just achieved a certification that is extremely hard to get. I know I'm going to get the title right, but you're a certified playground safety inspector.
You got it.
And that requires a lot of hours and a very hard test. I've been involved in this for a number of years, and guys who are very smart and worked very hard, and gals, were not able to pass that test. So I give you a lot of credit, because it's not easy to do, but you did it, you were focused. And what does that mean for Monroeville to have somebody on our team that has that certification?
I think it's absolutely necessary. I mean, required to start with, but I mean, comprehensively, you're kind of looking at each playground structure, each playground area, and just making sure that we go back to the safety issues, like making sure that a kid can't get hurt or worse, you know, on that playground structure, and just making sure that every nut and bolt is intact. There's no choking hazards, strangulation hazards, things like that. So we kind of have to do a comprehensive audit of each playground area, and kind of take it from there.
I'm really pleased that you jumped on board and took that initiative and did all the study. Thank you and congratulations.
Thank you.
We also, we rely on people to tell us when things are an issue. We always want people, if they see an issue, say something, right?
Yep.
Because we can't be everywhere at once or all the time, and it's important that they're feeding back to us. If a bathroom has an issue, or if a piece of play equipment is malfunctioning, you know, let us know.
Right, absolutely.
A lot of people see that, oh, I don't want to be a complainer. Well, you're not. You're actually helping us to do our job well and keep people safe.
More eyes is better, for sure.
Well, I'm very thrilled that you guys do all that you do. Thank you to you and your crew.
Thank you.
For getting the stuff done. I wish I had more and we could get more out here, but I can't believe how well everything is kept. Every park I go to is spot on, top level, so good job.
We appreciate that. Thank you.
Hi again, this is Alex, and with this month's Manager's Minute, I want to talk about the concept of stewardship. Last year, Monroeville Council adopted mission, vision, and values. And with those values and mission and vision, we had desired outcomes. Desired outcomes are, if we do our job, this is what we hope the result to be. Within the desired outcomes is one that's particularly important, and that's fiscal responsibility. We want our local government to be seen as fiscally responsible. In order to be fiscally responsible, the concept of stewardship is paramount. All we do must go through the lens of stewardship. And to me, stewardship begins with the principle that it's not our money, it's actually the taxpayer's purse. The taxpayer's purse is that which comes to us via taxes from visitors and residents and taxpayers who work with our community. Most of our general operating fund is funded with taxes. We'll get some revenue for fees for services, for example, like permit reviews and charging for copies that we might have to make, like police reports, for example. But most of the money comes from the taxpayer's purse. And to me, stewarding that is of utmost importance, to be fiscally responsible. In Monroeville, we do that by short and long range planning, thinking of where expenses and revenues will be, and trying to make the best, most wisest decision within the limited resources. As I sit here as a backdrop at Evergreen Park, I'm just reminded again of all of that we build upon and, quite frankly, sit upon, the shoulders of the past of those who have gone before us. The investments made in the 50s and 60s and the 70s and the decades afterward are what we're benefiting from now. And we want to have that same long-range view as we make good decisions. To be good stewards, we have to think of the 5, the 10, the 20, and long-range plans to think about how do we make proper investments now to support the community of the future. As your manager here in Monroeville, I want to do all I can to work with staff and the elected officials to make that a reality. And this August, we looked at adopting a capital improvement program. That program is a 5-year outlook of what our capital expenditures be, and we're looking to shepherd the wisest decisions with good stewardship, making the most of the limited resources we have on those very expensive, big-ticket capital items. I would encourage you, if you haven't, to take a look at some of the meetings we've had this year. We've had several meetings on the subject, or visit the website and download the plan or read parts of the plan. Certainly welcome your feedback on how we can improve stewardship. One of the key components of fiscal responsibility is being transparent. And transparency is simply the fact that people have access to the information of how the taxpayer's purse is being spent. So I just want to encourage you to go to the website and check out the resources that are there. And please, give us feedback. Let me know what you think about how we're stewarding your money. With that, closing out the August 2025 Monroeville At Your Service, I'm your municipal manager, Alex Graziani. Please check out this program and other programs on our YouTube channel or on our cable channels with Verizon and Comcast, and you can see all of our programs. We have many events, as you know, in the community, and we want you to be very informed. Thank you for watching, and be blessed.